Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, Changing Times. My name's Ron from Leominster, Massachusetts. It's October 1st. It's a beautiful day, fall day in Massachusetts. Today we're at the Harvard Burial Ground. We're exploring history today. I just wanted to point out that if you don't feel spooky about going to grave sites, cemeteries are another great place to walk because you're getting all kinds of exercise. It's really, really quiet and peaceful here, and very respectable here. And it's fun looking and reading at all the old gravestones and learning about history. And you're by yourself. I say prayers in front of the stones when I'm walking, and yeah. So it's real, really a nice place to go and just get out and be by yourself, or with a friend like what I am today. My friend Mary, we've known each other for a few years now, and we try to get out whenever we can to get some exercise. Today is October 1st. It also marks the first day of my 50 miles in the month of October challenge. So the challenge is to walk 50 miles for 31 days. Today we're going to do 2 parts of walking, and later on tonight I plan on going to Shoreland Farms. Tonight marks a full moon for us, and I'm going to do some video of the moon. And just get out there and walk and get some exercise and enjoy. And so watch the rest of the video, and it breaks right into the Doyle Estate video, and you're going to find very interesting what I had to say for the month. But I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to catch up to my friend Mary, that she's way over there, and grab out some more photographs along the way. And please feel free to like and share this video. And once again, my name's Ron. And you guys are really, really amazing, and I truly, truly mean that. I got to get going because my friend Mary's about 1.5 miles up ahead of me. But that's okay, because that's why we're here. We're here to get exercise. But you guys have a great day. Bye now. And remember, you guys are amazing. Hey guys. If you're new to my YouTube channel, Changing Times, Living the Ketogenic Lifestyle, welcome. My name is Ron. I live in Leominster, Massachusetts. Today is the 29th of September. It's an absolutely beautiful day in the legendary Leominster. It's approximately about 80 degrees. We're at the Doyle Estate, and I thought this would be a perfect background for my video blog and for my YouTube channel. So I'm at the Doyle Estate, and those of you who are familiar with this area, when you're coming up to the path from across the street on Abbott Ave, you pass the rock formation where you can sit down. They got granite, stone, rock, and you take a left, follow the path, and this tree is right on the left. It is an absolutely beautiful, beautiful tree. I don't know how old it is, but it's got a lot of great detail, and this big branch is probably about 30 inches wide, and it shoots up like a seat. So I thought this would be a perfect opportunity for me to welcome you to my YouTube channel. And if you're not familiar with me, I won the Citizen of the Year Award in 2019 for our city of Leominster for the volunteer work that I do. I won a movie documentary for the work I do at the Leominster Access Television, LTV. For my work in the documentary I did on the movie theaters on the early history. So if you're new to my YouTube channel, I made a very, very important decision on August 17, 2020. I was 325 pounds, and that's considered a morbid obese, I guess that's how you say that. And I've been big all my life. I don't want to be big anymore. So I, about a week or two in first part of August, I had it, I think it was September, but August I had an appointment for an MRI, and that was my, September was my second appointment in Worcester, and I couldn't get into the MRI machine because I was too big, and that opened up my eyes because I was in that machine 2 years ago, and so they had to bring me down to Worcester for my MRI, and what's going on is they got a herniated disc on my left side on the L4, and I got a sciatic nerve. and being in heavy is not in a good place. And I do a lot of city volunteer. I love taking photography, and I love taking video, and I love volunteering. And so going forward, it's all about getting healthy. And so when I couldn't get in that machine, I made up my mind, I got to do something about it myself. So I made an appointment to go see my primary care doctor. I want to tell you, I'm not a doctor. I'm not making any claims that's not true. She mentioned about weight loss surgery, and I said, no, I don't want to get weight loss surgery. She ran over a number of different diets. I tried it. She said, have you tried keto? And I said, yeah, last year I kind of had somewhat luck, but I wasn't quite doing it right. In fact, I was doing it all wrong. So I came across, so when I told her about that, she said, you want to try it again? Without, and then if you feel as if you at some point want to have weight loss surgery, that's always an opportunity for me. So I said, all right. So I started doing some research, and I came across a marvelous YouTube channel called Keto Rewind and a Facebook support group, Keto Rewind Facebook support group. And Jess and her husband were, well, Jess was 5'8", 30-something years old. She weighed exactly the same weight I was when I started my journey. And, well, maybe, I think she said she was 309, and I was 325 when I started. Her husband was over 330. And mind you, they're 30 years old approximately, and I'm 64. And so I made the decision on August 17th to go on keto. I've done all my homework. I watched all of Jess's YouTube channel videos, many others, through Dr. Oz, you name it. I've been searching this like crazy. I've been doing my homework like crazy. Downloaded a mileage app on my computer so I know how many miles I'm putting out every day to be successful. I bought myself a scale to weigh up my food so I could be successful in how much I want to be accountable for what I'm eating. I bought a scale that measures up to 5 pounds, and the digital part pulls out, and I'll put a link up there in the video. And I also I totally eliminated all sugar out of my diet, all regular white salt out of my diet. So I'm being accountable and responsible for what I am putting into my mouth, and I'm making sure I get my plenty of water every day. That's a very important step going forward. Now you're talking about somebody that doesn't like drinking water, but I made the choice. Do you want to drink water or do you want to die? And coffee, as far as I'm concerned, is not water. And but I have 1 to 2 cups of coffee a day. On a bad day, I might have 3, but since I've been on keto, there hasn't been a bad day. The goal is to eventually break off the coffee, but for now, if I could just get down to 1 a day, I think I'd be fine. I am taking vitamin D3, and I'm taking men's 1-a-day vitamins. And I'm also, when I was telling you about I got the okay to go ahead for the doctor's advice, and every month I go down to see a nutritionist at the health line up here in Leominster Hospital. And I have their blessings, and anytime I have a problem, I can call them up, and I can be down there in 5 minutes or less. So going forward, the goal is next year is a 64-year-old man that weighed 325 pounds to get down to a healthy 180 to 185 pound person. That's my goal. My other goal is I want to jump out of an airplane. I want to do many things that I wasn't able to do before because of my weight restrictions. And those are all going to happen, but they're going to take time. There's no time frame for this. Thing is, I'm not stopping. I'm having fun. I got some notes I'm going to read off about fun and brick walls. You're going to find pretty interesting. And so yeah, so I make these videos every week to help motivate people and keep myself motivated. And on my YouTube channel, we're going to be doing videos, recipes. We're going to borrow recipes from other recipes on YouTube and other websites such as Pinecrest and Instagram, and just Google searching. And then I'm going to follow their recipes. I'm going to recreate them to my own recipes. And when I try their recipes, I'll let you know what my personal take is on them. I've had made 90-second keto bread. When we go into the segment about keto bread on another episode, I'll tell you my take on what I think of it. But when you give up the American culture foods, and for me, my whole problem being heavy has been the bread, because I love bread. Who doesn't love bread, especially fresh mom's baked bread right out of the oven? Or when you go down to your local store like Market Basket and Hannaford's, and you can smell that baked bread as soon as you go into that store. If your hand is on that bread, I know you got 2 loaves in your hand, you're carrying those out. And there's many times I've done that in the past. And well, guess what, guys? That's not happening no more. I'm giving up the American culture foods for a better quality food and a better quality of life. And I'm not giving up. I'm very determined. I've done all my homework. You can do this on a budget. It's all about planning, prepping, and preparing. And I can't stress that enough. And if you have anything, issues going on that you're concerned, call your doctor up, and they'll be glad to walk you through it. But you have to do your homework. My goal is to get down to 185 pounds. I've been averaging about 3.5 pounds a week since August 17th, so I think that's really great. Now my goals for the month of October. Well, what have we got going on for the month of October? Okay, so we're going to be doing a 31-day walking challenge. We're going to be walking every day that I can, that it's not raining out. And even if it's raining out, we're going to try to get some walking in somehow, even if it's walking down to the mall. And we want to walk 50 miles in 31 days or less, but we want to see if we can achieve that. And I'm going to take my weight and my measurements, and on September 30th, and those are what we're going to be using those for October. So at the end of October, on October 31st, Halloween, we're going to take another series of measurements and weight and see where I stand. And we want to see if we made progress or we went backwards. But I suspect we're going to make progress. And I know we're going to make progress. So that should be pretty interesting. And then I got 2 new segments on my YouTube channel that you're going to really enjoy. The first one is going to be Skinny Wednesday. Well, every Wednesday I'm going to weigh myself, and we're going to show you my clothes and how well they fit, and what I did for the week for activity, and any tips and tricks that I can give you along the way to help you in your journey. So in addition to Skinny Wednesday, we're going to have another segment, and we have already put this segment up. It's called Childhood Memories. Now, I can remember many childhood memories that I had over the years, and some were good, some were bad, but most were all good, and most were all priceless. Just because you're at an adult age, that does not necessarily mean you have to stop having fun and reliving your childhood memories. I certainly am. Why would you not want to have fun? My wife and I, we live by ourselves. We don't have any pets. We never had any kids. I have 3 sisters, and they're still living. My mom and dad are gone. And but if you have kids and you have grandchildren, you have a dog, and you want to go outside with them, take them outside and do stuff on the playgrounds and stuff like that. There's always activity to do in your area, even with this nasty virus out there. And this virus is only going to get worse before it gets better, so it's very important you get healthy, guys. Can't stress that enough. I mean, I've been doing this since August, and I feel terrific. I'm pain-free. Yesterday I went up to our local farm, Sholin Farms. I never went down the reservoir before by myself, and I never went the way I went by myself, and that was pretty interesting. I will say the least. I was kind of nervous about going down that little bit of a cliff. It wasn't even a cliff, it was just a path, and it was kind of looked muddy and everything, but I was really careful. And I don't do anything reckless, by the way, guys, and so I'm pretty cool about it when I go. But I did it, and you just, like my friend Mary says, you just have to know your limitations and figure it out as you go. And so those are 2 segments we're going to be sharing, and what I can remember about city and our past as kids growing up. I grew up with 3 sisters, never had any brothers, so I kind of learned all the girly games like hopscotch and hula hoop and jacks and all that stuff there. Playing marbles, kite flying, we pretty much jump roping, So we're going to be practicing all those again in future videos. We play something called, how many remember a game called Red Rover? Maybe I'll get a group of kids together and we'll do some of that. So that's all going to be fun for some fun segments coming up on the YouTube channel. Those will be kind of like short little 5-minute videos from time to time. And please, if you're not already a subscriber to my community, please share that like button below and the subscribe button below my video. You don't want to miss an exciting episode of my weight loss journey. I wanted to talk about hidden ingredients. So I bought some water, fruit water, and I thought it tasted pretty good, but you know. So my friend Mary, she was reading the label for me, and it had glucose in it, and it had a ton of other ingredients. And even though it was 0 calories, all those ingredients were slowing down my weight progress. And you have to be aware of hidden sugars and hidden ingredients and read the label, and I can't stress that enough. This is what I call by planning, prepping, and preparing. Now, what I've been doing, like on a Sunday or even Monday, I'll make up a bunch of meals, and I buy these little containers, and I put them in the containers, and I put them in the freezer, and now I got, like in my freezer, for instance, I got enough meals now for 2 weeks. And I want to talk about another thing that I'm doing, which has been the game changer, which is intermittent fasting. Now, for those of you who might not know what that is, I'm fasting between 6 o'clock at night to 11 in the morning. And so between 6 at night and 11 in the morning, I don't eat absolutely nothing, 0. I drink regular water, and I'll have a cup of tea if I feel as if I want a hot beverage. And then I eat at 11 in the morning, and I eat 2 meals a day. I'm using a program called Carb Manager. You can get the free version. I use the yearly version I pay for. I think it's like $30 a year or something like that. And so I use a program called Carb Manager, and as I go along, I'll be demonstrating how that works, so you can follow along for yourself. And so I do 20 net grams of carbs a day, count my macros, and I'll explain what all that is in a future video as I become more and more aware of it and familiar with it. Now, mind you, my level of education, I dropped out of not high school, but I dropped out of school when I was 15. I went back years later and I got my GED in my college, but I still have a hard time remembering. And but this channel is going to be fun. We're not going to let any of that bother us anymore. We're going to just go forward with it. Next year we're going to be a totally new person. And we'll tell you one thing though, I'm having a hard time comprehending this. I'm so used to looking at clothes on websites for 3X and 4X. And now that I'm down to a 2X and a 1X in some cases, it's a game changer. So I'm doing that intermittent fast, and I highly recommend you doing that. And I'm also doing, in addition to the vitamins, I bought some other stuff called Keto Perfect Collagen and some MTC oil. And again, you have to do your homework, but I highly recommend that. And so what happened was I wanted to get the unflavored Keto Perfect Collagen, and I accidentally ordered the chocolate one by mistake. And I was going to get that anyways, but I wanted to start out with the unsweetened flavored kind. So when I got the chocolate one there, 1 scoop, I put a little bit of ice in 8 ounces of water, stir it up, and I goes, oh my God, this tastes just like chocolate milk. And so I have that in the afternoon, and then when I get all the other keto collagens in and the other stuff that I need, I'll be sharing my experience taking them and putting tags in the bottom of my videos where I bought the stuff. Now, I'm going to share something with you guys. So last week when I was getting dressed in the morning, my wife looked at my hair. She said, what's going on with your hair? And I said, why? Well, if you notice that my hair is kind of like two-tone now, grayish. On my left side over here, it's starting to turn brown again. So when I asked that question in the Keto Rewind support group, they said, yeah, she asked me, are you taking that keto collagen? And she said, well, that's the reason why, because it's rejuvenating your body. So, and I'm a firm believer of it now. Now, mind you, I started on August 17th when my money for the month was already budgeted and gone. So I didn't have any money to buy any of the stuff I really want to get going forward for September. Yeah, because September and August's money was really, really tight for me. So going forward for October and then November, I'm going to buy like 3 or 4 of each, or maybe 5 of each, and just stock up on it, and then I'll replace it as I go along. So I also replaced all my oils with the better oil, the avocado oil and the avocado spray oil. And we're going to start doing avocados in my recipe, and I never done those before. So all this should be pretty interesting. So what I did for salt, I'm using pink Himalayan sea salt. And totally wiped out all that iodine salt. Get rid of it, it's junk. Oh, my brick walls. Okay, that was kind of funny. So I found a video many years ago called the last lecture of Randy, I can't pronounce his last name, but I'll put the link up below the video. So here was a young fella, probably in his late 30s, almost 40s, married with a kid, and he had cancer, and it wasn't curable. But he had the last lecture, and I was very inspired by him. And so he talked about brick walls, and I kind of copied a little bit what he said. Just the basic overall wording, but when people put out these videos, I cried because it related to me. So I said, I'm going to kind of like do something similar. So I went up to an undisclosed location in Leominster on a Sunday, and I filmed a segment about brick walls and why they're there, because they prove how badly we want something. And that's the reason why I filmed that episode. I walked into the brick wall. I didn't get hurt, but it was just a demonstration for a motivation weight loss. I've been walking up hills backwards, sideways. I went up to the place in Lancaster with my friend Mary this past month. I went up to Mount Wachusett with Mary. Her and I get along like 2 peas in a pod. We both like the same thing. She's a member of the Historical Society, so am I. And she's an associate with the Historical Commission. You know, she'll text me and say, Ron, you want to go walking today? And then I'll put out some ideas. And my friend Mary, she absolutely, like me, loves the cemeteries. That's another great place to go walking. I mean, it's peaceful. You just respect the graves. And I see a lot of people walking. Now, in our city of Leominster, we're blessed because we have like they call them 26 miles of hiking trails. And this is this is not really one of them, but it actually could be one of them. And during the COVID-19 shutdown, I went to all 26 miles. I went to all the hiking trails. I walked every one of them, and I filmed every one of them. So that came out real good. So getting back to the 26 miles of hiking trails, I love going to Barrett Park. We have Doyle Estate, which is where I am now. The Prospect Street Park, Doyle Field. That was pretty funky going around the track backwards. I went on the swing set. Went down to shoot over there at Barrett Park. I want to rake somebody's leaves this fall, and I want to jump into a pile of leaves, and I'll pick them up. So these are some of the things we got planned going forward, guys. And please like and share this video. I'm going to close now by saying, remember, you are amazing. And this is Ron. Have a great month.